Hello everyone, it's a lovely afternoon in Toronto and I'm here with my daily driver, which is a 2016 Nissan Juke Nismo RS. These are kind of rare cars in the country, kind of rare cars in general. Not a rare car in terms of like, supercar rare car, but it's rare in terms of its load out and build for North America, and in general getting a little more unique the build, especially the RS, because it has a couple of features that you don't normally find in cars general, or especially not in this price class. So the Juke is kind of known as a quirky little CUV, crossover utility vehicle, or like urban utility vehicle, depending how you want to name it. It's been around for quite a while. Looks seem to be pretty polarizing. People seem to either love them or hate them. There seems to be nothing in between. The RS pushes that a little bit more into a sporty style. This bow again is Nissan's sporting arm. They go racing with. They produce the GTR amongst other cars for really kind of a sports car style. So just kind of a quick look around here before we go into more in-depth details about the car. She's just been washed today. Of course, being a daily driver though, she does have some war wounds, which unfortunately are part of the habit when you daily drive a car like this. So quick little overview, a little bit in the shade here, so maybe it's a little bit different of a look. Hard to get a perfect light and natural lights. Okay, so with the Juke here, Nismo RS, there's quite a bit of differences between just the regular even Nismo and the RS. First of all, with the RS is a manual only option. So if you want an RS, you're basically getting the manual, again the 6-speed manual, which is really fun to drive. I think is kind of the only way that I personally would buy a car. If I wanted to be the car to drive me, I'd have someone drive for me. If I'm driving, I like to be in as much control of the car as possible. With the 6-speed transmission also gives you a limited slip differential, which is really important to get the most out of performance out of a front-wheel drive car. The RS, the Nismo's got the increased body kits to help them with their downforce. It's also lower suspension versus the regular Nismo. The Nissan claims that the aero package and the dropping of the car down suspension gives it about 37% more downforce over a regular Nismo, which is much more even just a regular Juke. So coming around here, you can see it has the front splitter there. It has the Nismo RS badging on it, and the running lights, the high beams, and the driving lights there. So coming around the side here, you'll see the Nismo RS wheels. They're 10-spoke. Let's see, focus there. 10-spoke, 18-inch wheels. They come from the factory with Conti Sport Contact 5s, some rolling tires, 225, 45, 18s. So quite big tires for a front-wheel drive car with only about 215 horsepower. It really does stick to the round. The RS also has much bigger brakes than the regular Nismo. These guns have 12.6 inches in the front and 11.5 in the rear, whereas the regular non-RS Nismo, I think it's about 11.5 in the front and about 10.5 in the rear, so quite a big increase, and you do really feel it on there. Apart from just also the brake size, the suspension is upgraded on the RS as well too. I mentioned before it is lower, but they have increased the spring rate to make it a little bit stiffer, and also gave it stronger roll bars to help with the handling, and also tighten up the formula on the variable steering assist. It's an electric assist on this, it's not a hydraulic assist, so it is quite, it does give you a lot of driver feedback, but it doesn't intrude or isolate you too much from the road. You will feel everything that the road's giving to you, so you can respond accordingly as you are driving. Going back across, also the classic with the Nismos and in most trim levels is the Nismo red mirror caps on there too, so the classic Nismo red color. Going across the side, he has the side skirts there, the red Nismo pinstriping, and towards the back here you see the roof spoiler again, which is part of their 37% increase in aerodynamic downforce. Going to the back of the car, you see that it has a rear air dam splitter coming down here to finish off the Nismo tuned exhaust with a chromed exhaust cap on there. Quite a little touch, but doesn't really do much performance. The Nismo exhaust is supposed to be more raspy than the regular Nismo exhaust, so you see about that there. Unfortunately, this reflector is just a reflector. It doesn't light up like a race car one does in bad weather, but it's a nice little touch there. And again, the Nismo RS badging in the back here. Okay, under the hood here, the RS also has quite a bit of an upgrade from the regular Nismo, or from the base Juke itself too. It's still the 1.6 liter turbo engine, the one that they developed with Renault as well in conjunction with. It's a very capable engine. I think in the racing spec on the Delta Racer, I think they got this engine up to like something like 400 or 500 horsepower, which is kind of ridiculous for a 1.6 liter. Now this one here is upgraded, but again, it's nowhere near that kind of full race spec engine, but it is still quite impressive. How Nissan got the 215 horsepower out of this engine for the RS is they kind of beefed up the internals a little bit. They went to forged connecting rods and forged pistons on it to help with the whole handle, the extra heat and the power, and also they went to a different sleeves for the internal of the engine, so again to hold up to more wear and tear. You can see here where the intake is, very compact. This will be changing soon, and if it'll focus in here, right in the back there, you can see part of the housing for the turbo. It's very close to the intake manifold, so it does spool up quite quickly. And you see the piping here coming down to the front mount intercooler to keep that air nice and cool after it's been compressed down. Not much more to see in here. It's pretty engine, you know, with the cover on top to kind of keep everything looking clean. Engine and the car is pretty much bone stock as it is now, but that might be changing in the future, and if it does change, if I do upgrade it, I'll do a follow-up video to kind of do a before and after of what the car looked like stock and what upgrades I've done to it, and any performance improvements you may have noticed, or I may have noticed while driving it. Okay, coming to the interior of the car, there's also more Nismo features and RS specific features in the car here. They give you a Rockford Fosgate sound system, which actually works pretty good for it. You know, obviously not as nice as a full custom setup, but with all the navigation systems and you know, speed sensitive amplification to the stereo, it is a little bit harder on a modern car to update it after. So the stereo in here is actually pretty decent. I'm not surprised. While we're down here, might as well get a close look at the bit that's probably unfamiliar to a lot of people now, which is a manual transmission pedal setup with 3 pedals going from left to right. Obviously the clutch, the brake pedal, and then the gas. These are top mounted, they're not floor mounted like some of the modern cars, but works quite nice, and the brake and the gas pedal are positioned very close enough so you can do heel toe shifting quite easily, which is just fun to do in a manual car, and part of one of the reasons why I recommend people learn manual if they can. It's quite an experience learning to heel toe shift. Okay, coming back up here, the Nismo RS specifically also has a Alcantara and leather wrapped steering wheel. Let me see if I can zoom back out here so I can see it. So we're sitting in the car. So there we go. Quite can't see it all in one view there. See, it's a little bit too close to the car. It does have a red centering stripe, so you know you're at top center of the wheel, and also has the Alcantara cover cap to the dash pod, so you can keep the glare out of your instrument panel. The RS also goes with a carbon fiber look trim to it, differentiated. You can probably see the carbon fiber trim on the edge, on the top of the steering knob. They didn't do Alcantara on the emergency brake lever. That's fine there, you don't really use that too often. The big features and one of the most comfortable things in this car, and really nice, is the genuine Recaro seats with the Nismo stitching on it. Very comfortable seats, very supportive. They have the holes there, so if you did ever want to go autocrossing with it, you can set up with a proper 4-point harness. Quite nice, and only available with the RS trim. I definitely recommend these seats, and if you haven't sat in a set of Recaros, you owe yourself to sit in them, especially when you're doing spirited driving. It really does make everything sticky, so to speak. So let's close the door and let's get this puppy started up. So I can. The windows are closed now. Climate's off, so try and keep it as quiet as possible. The exhaust note is a little bit deeper than a standard RS, standard Nismo, sorry, but it's not quite kind of where I like it, but it's better than what the stock ones are. So the Nismo RS also has a two-tone steering column. I'm not sure if you can see it here. So on the tack, it is a Nismo red with a Nismo on the top at the 12 o'clock underneath the number 4 there for the 4,000 RPM marker, and on the right side, the speedometer side, you have the RS badge, again at the 120 kilometers an hour, or kind of about an 80 miles per hour mark there on it. So there, it's also only to the Nismo RS. Okay, doing the front here, the navigation stack is also improved over the regular Jukes. Believe it's the same that is in the regular Nismos, but I can't be 100% sure. I can't remember right now if they may have changed that from different years or not. But standard navigation with CD, satellite hookup, link up, automatic climate control, which is nice. Right now it's set on the climate control, so you have the AC off and the different features to direct the air, either from recirculated cabin air or to incoming air. Beside the climate button, you'll see a D mode, dynamic mode. Hit that button there and it will take you to your settings for your driving mode, right? So when you start the car, it defaults to normal. My car almost never stays in normal. As soon as I start, it goes to sport. When it goes to sport, it changes the little display there to, instead of showing torque, to your boost for your engine there. There's also an eco mode, which will show you your economy level on it and changes your settings in your engine accordingly to be more economic. And you have different drive info you can get for your G-force, drive information, how long you've driven for, and so on and so forth. And your eco mode as well in your economy, showing your fuel economy record there. So back to there, you see your sport, where everything that is in sport mode there. Okay.